Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this cute birthday hat toy. I made mine as a cat toy. You can do yours with regular stuffing if you want. I put catnip in mine so I could transform it into a cat toy. And I made it for my cat as they turned 10 recently. They just turned 10 last week. So that's the part of their birthday present. Let's see if they like it. This is Yago. He's normally a fan of catnip, and I think that was a hit as well. So yeah, be showing you all the steps to make this little cat uh, birthday hat, or just a regular birthday hat, a small birthday hat. And this is my other cat. This is Mickey. Let's see if she likes it too. And Yago came back to take over. But anyway, so if you're interested, I have more cat toys as well on my channel. I will link the playlist below if you're interested. And lastly, if you want more tutorials, anything, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. That would help me tremendously. And with that said, let's get started with the material that we're going to need to make this birthday hat. So you can use any yarn. This is a great project for scrap yarn as well. I have a large quantity of acrylic light yarn, so that's what I use. I have Peyton and I think Bernat Baby Softy. With my light yarn, I use a 3mm hook throughout, but again, you can use whatever is appropriate for your yarn. You'll also need a stitch marker, a needle, and scissors. If you are choosing to make a cat toy, you will need some catnip. I found this catnip that comes already pre-packaged in kind of like tea bags of catnip, so it's perfect. You can just kind of scrunch it up and fit it into your piece. You can also use loose catnip in a little organza bag as well. I've done that before. And of course, you can omit the catnip entirely and just use regular stuffing material as well. Okay, so now we're ready to start crocheting, and for our first round, I'm gonna grab my yellow yarn here because I'm gonna have a couple of different colors. I'm gonna do my pom-pom in yellow, and I'm gonna do 6 single crochet in a magic circle. So that's 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4. Let me try that again. This is 4, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 single crochet in the magic circle. You want to pull your tail next, close the hole, and then we're gonna do for round 2 an increase round. So that means 2 single crochet per stitch. So that's 1 single crochet, put a stitch marker, and go back in the same stitch for another single crochet. You're noticing I'm crocheting over my tail. So this is a cat toy. We want to make it nice and extra secure. So I want to crochet over each of my tails to make sure it's nice and secure. Of course, please make sure that your cats are supervised when they're playing with yarn. I've never had any issues, but you know your cats. Um, just to make it nice and secure, we don't want any accident to happen, but I'll give you a couple of tips to make it extra secure during this pattern. So as I said, 2 stitches, 2 single crochet per stitch. So 1 and again 2. So we started around the first round, we had 6 single crochet. By the end of round 2, with our 2 stitches per single crochet, we'll finish around with 12 single crochet. So this is my last stitch. I'm going to do 2 single crochet for a total of 12 stitches at the end of round 2. So next for rounds 3 and 4, we're just going to do 1 single crochet per stitch. So we're going to keep our stitch count at 12, just crocheting around our piece, doing 1 single crochet per stitch. So 1 single crochet in every stitch around. And we do that for round 3 and for round 4. So for 2 rounds, just 1 single crochet around, keeping your stitch count at 12. Round 5 will be a decrease round, so I like to do an invisible decrease. So I grab the front loop of the next 2 stitches, yarn over the 2, and yarn over again to finish the stitch. You can also choose to do a regular decrease, that's not an issue. Next up again, so another decrease. So we're going to decrease all around, so we're going to do in total 6 decreases for this round. That's 2. Next up, that's our third decrease. Next up, the fourth decrease. So we had a stitch count of 12 in the last round, and we'll be going down to 6 at the end of this round. This is our 5th decrease. And we have 2 more stitches in which we're going to do a decrease. Here, I'm going to change, before I finish my decrease completely, we're going to grab our next color. So I'm going to grab purple, and I'm going to finish the stitch with the new color to be ready for the next round. So that's what it looks like right now. So again here, to make it extra secure, I'm going to crochet over all of the tails that you see. So I'm going to try to gather all of my tails. We're also done with the yellow, so we'll be able to cut it after, but I want to crochet over it to make sure, again, it's nice and secure. So I have 3 tails right now. I'm going to crochet over those, if I can. My purple one is kind of staticky. Okay, and then for this round, we're going to do 1 increase followed by 1 single crochet. So that's 2 single crochet in our first stitch. We're going to put back a stitch mark in the first stitch. And our next stitch is going to be 1 single crochet. And the next stitch is an increase again. So 1 single crochet, going back in the same stitch for another single crochet. Next stitch is a single crochet. Next stitch is an increase. So 1 and 2. And my last stitch will be a single crochet. So at the end of this round, we have 9 stitches. I'm going to stop here for a second. I'm going to cut my yellow yarn that's still attached. We don't need that anymore. And also I'm going to tie, just again to make it extra secure for the cats because there's change of colors. I'm going to tie a couple of times all the loose ends that I just crocheted over, and I'm going to stuff those into the pom-pom. So here to help me push, I'm just grabbing my scissors. They're slightly open just to push them in. It's a nice trick to push things in. And since my pom-pom wasn't quite hard enough, wasn't quite stuff enough, I used just a little bit of stuffing material just to stuff the pom-pom. And again, using my little scissors to push it in. For next round, round 7, it's just a round of single crochet. So here again, 1 single crochet per stitch all around, keeping your stitch count at 9. So 1 single crochet per stitch in each of the stitches of this round. So continue doing that until there's about 3 or 4 stitches left, and the next round will be a color change. So before a round is completed, again I want to crochet over the tail of the yarn for a couple stitches. I think I have 3 left, 3 or 4. And on my very last stitch here, I'm going to do my color change. I'm going to start with purple and yarn over with the blue to do my color change. You can drop your purple but leave it attached. We're going to reuse it in a couple of rounds. And here for round 8, we're going to do 1 increase followed by 2 single crochet. So 1 increase in the first stitch, that means 2 single crochet in the stitch. And again, I'm crocheting the yarn that I'm just attached to make it secure. So 2 single crochet in the first stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and another single crochet in the next stitch. And we start that pattern again. So next is an increase. So 1 single crochet in this stitch, going back in the same stitch for another single crochet, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next stitch. One more time. So increase in the next stitch, 1, 2, and we have 2 stitches left, and we're going to do a single crochet in each of those 2 stitches. Getting my yarn caught. So 1 and 2, and this is what your piece should look like at the end of round 8. So by the end of round 8, we should have had 12 stitches, and for round 9, we're just going to do 1 single crochet per stitch, keeping our stitch count again at 12. So just 1 single crochet per stitch in each of the stitch around. So all around until you reach the last stitch, and in the last stitch we're going to do a color change again, and we're going to drop our blue yarn to bring back our purple yarn. So here I'm just finishing up round 9, and for my last stitch I'm going to start with the blue, but before I finish I'm going to grab the purple yarn and go through the 2 loops with the purple to finish the stitch. Again, here you can drop your blue yarn but leave it attached, we're going to reuse it. And for the next round, round 10, we're going to do an increase in the first stitch followed by 3 single crochet. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, going back for a second stitch in the same stitch, so 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and the second stitch a single crochet, in the third stitch a single crochet, and in the fourth stitch a single crochet. And we do that again. Next stitch is an increase, so 2 single crochet in this stitch, 1, 2, followed by 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next stitch for 3. And one more time, increase, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, followed by 1 single crochet, so followed by 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and 3 single crochet. So by the end of round 10, our stitch count should now be at 15. For round 11, we're going to do another round of 1 single crochet per stitch, keeping our stitch count at 15. Do that all around, and in the last stitch do your color change to bring back the blue yarn again. So for the last stitch, bring back the blue yarn so we can start round 12 with the blue yarn. So here I am ready to start round 12, and again I'm going to drop my purple yarn here but keep it attached. And for round 12 we're going to do 1 increase in the first stitch, 1 and 2 single crochet in the same stitch, followed by 4 single crochet this time. So in the next stitch is 1 single crochet, in the next stitch 1 single crochet for 2, in the next stitch 1 single crochet for 3, and in the next stitch 1 single crochet for 4. And we do that again. So next is an increase, 1, 2 in the same stitch. Next is 1 single crochet, next is 1 single crochet, next is 1 single crochet, next is 1 single crochet for 4 single crochet in total. And one more time, increase in the next stitch. You should have 4 stitches left, and you do 1 single crochet in each of these 4 stitches, so that our stitch count is now at 18 stitches. And continuing on the same pattern for round 13, we're now going to do a row of single crochet around. So 1 single crochet per stitch, keeping our stitch count at 18. That in every stitch. And for the last stitch, be sure to change back to your purple yarn. So a pattern for round 15 will be 1 increase followed by 5 single crochets. This is also the last time that we used the blue yarn. So before we cut it, I want to crochet over it. So here I did 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and then I'm going to do 5 single crochet, 1 in the next stitch, 1 in the next stitch for 2, 1 in the next stitch for 3, 1 in the next stitch for 4, and 1 in the next stitch for 5. And then do that again, increase 1, 2, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again increase 1, 2, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And at the end of this round, our stitch count is now up to 21 stitches. So I don't need the blue yarn anymore. We're going to cut, leaving a little bit of a tail, and again I'm going to knot it on itself just to make it extra secure so it doesn't come out undone. Couple of knots, and I'm going to stuff it in to the hat. And for round 15, we're just going to do 1 single crochet again per stitch, keeping our stitch count at 21 like we've done before. Just 1 stitch, 1 single crochet per stitch all around. Don't need to do a color change anymore. We're just going to continue with the purple. So 1 single crochet per stitch all around until the end of this round. So up next for round 16, we're going to crochet all around in the back loops only. So be sure to grab the loops that are furthest away from you. So this is the front loop. From middle to back here, that's the back loop. So be sure to have the back loop. And what we're going to do for this round is a decrease followed by 5 single crochet. It's really hard to do a decrease, an invisible decrease with the back loop, so we're just going to do a normal one. I did a decrease, and that's 2 stitches, 3, 4, and 5, and we start that again. So using the next 2 stitches, we're going to do a regular decrease followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we do that one more time. Decrease using the next 2 stitches, and 5 single crochets left, 1 stitch per single crochet. So it's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And by the end of this round, our stitch count will be down to 18 stitches. Round 17, we're back to crocheting in the 2 loops, so we can do an invisible decrease here if you prefer. That's what I want to do. So I'm grabbing the front loops here. And we're going to do, for this round, 1 decrease followed by 4 single crochet. So that was our first decrease. That's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and 4 single crochet. And repeat that. So decrease using the next 2 stitches. 1 decrease followed by 1 single crochet, 2, 3, and 4. And one more time. 1 decrease followed by 4 single crochets. By the end of this round, your stitch count will be down to 15 stitches. And here, before we fully close our hat, we are going to stuff it. So I'm going to grab my tea bag of catnip and then scrunch it up to make it fit. I kind of created a point so it go into the hat. You can use regular stuffing here, or as I said, I've used organza bags stuffed with loose catnip as well before. So it's totally up to you and what you have on hand. With the tea bag, make sure it kind of has a shape, kind of follows the shape that you want. You can kind of mold it into place. And once you're satisfied, we're going to continue closing up the hole. And for round 18, we're again going to do a decrease first, followed by 3 single crochet this time. So 1 decrease first, keeping track with a stitch marker again, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in the next stitch for 3, and repeat that. Decrease is next, 1 decrease, followed by 1 single crochet, 2, and 3, and repeat that one more time. 1 decrease followed by 3 single crochets, so that at the end of this round our stitch count is down to 12 stitches. And next up we want to bring our stitch count from 12 to 6. So for round 19 we're going to do decreases all around. So 1 decrease, we're going to do 6 decreases in total for this round. So that's my first decrease. That's 1. Using the next 2 stitches, doing a second one. Again, repeat that. That's 3. That'll be 4. Should have 4 stitches left. Do a decrease here, and that's our 5th one. We should have 2 stitches left for decrease number 6. And at the end of this round, we can cut our purple yarn, just leaving a little bit of a tail, and we're going to fully close the hole using a needle. I threaded my purple yarn into my needle. Just going to go through the front loops, just looping around, threading through each of the front loops. So 6 times all around. The front loops only, and then I pull to close the hole. Then I kind of flatten the base, and then to make it again extra secure, I'm going to weave in my ends a couple of times, and just to make the base quite flat as well, I'm going to kind of weave in back and forth with my base, going back into kind of the before my back loop only round, basically at the edge. Again, weaving your ends several times to make it extra secure. We don't want any loose ends coming undone with cats. And once that's all done, you can cut the extra yarn, and we have one more round to finish our hat. So for our last round, we want to go find the front loops that were left behind. So from round 16, we crocheted in the back loops only. That left the front loops still visible. You can insert your hook into them, and here we're going to join back. Here I use my pom-pom color again, so yellow. And we're going to join our yellow yarn. And here we're going to crochet 3, and we're going to chain 3, and we want to do a double crochet in the same stitch. Again, I'm going to crochet over my yarn, and again another double crochet in the same stitch. So we're going to count our chain 3 as a double crochet. So we're going to do 3 single crochet. Basically, this one is 3 single crochet per stitch in each of the stitch around. So I'm going to do 3 double crochets in the second stitch as well. My third stitch, again, I'm crocheting over my yarn to make it secure. That's 1 double crochet, yarn over, 2 double crochet, yarn over, 3 double crochet, and we repeat that in every stitch all around the base of the hat. Okay, so here I'm coming to the end of this round. Did 3 double crochet in every stitch, and I have 1 stitch left, so I'm going to do 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. Then we want to find the top of the chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. You're going to insert your hook into the top of the chain 3, and we're going to finish and join by joining everything with a slip stitch here. Then we're going to cut our yarn, leaving a little bit of a tail again. And next you want to thread your yarn into a needle, and to make it nice and secure again, we're going to weave it a couple of times through the yellow, kind of the ruffles of the hat. I'm going to go back in for a few times. Then I'm going to go in the main hat too, just in the base, just going back and forth. And then I'm going to weave it all the way to the pom-pom, just again to make it nice and extra secure. So if you're making this for your cat, you have to let me know if the catnip worked. Are they a fan of the catnip? Is it their birthday coming up soon as well? Let me know how old they are. Can't believe mine just turned 10 years old. I feel like it's just had them since yesterday. And once you're all done with your yarn, you can cut the excess, and that's your hat all done, ready to be enjoyed by your kitties. I hope you liked this tutorial, and of course I'm going to leave you with more clips of my kitties, because let's face it, I know that's the best part about this video. Yeah, if you're making this for your kitties, let me know what the name of your kitties down in the comments. I would love to know how old they are and the name of your kitties and what colors as well. I'm particularly fond of black kitties, as you can tell. And as you can tell, Iago had a field day with his birthday hat, and I hope he had a nice birthday. So again, if you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in my next video real soon. Thank you so much for watching.